Hi, and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. I'm Naturally Nitty, and this is episode 285.
And her
Yes?
human name is Jessica.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I don't have my show notes up yet. I was winging it.
And I am Allena. Today is April 12th. And I'm also known as Starnitz. This is our monthly podcast. If this is your first time watching, welcome. If you're a returning watcher, thanks for coming back. Our show notes can be found on our website, the Weasley Sisters Podcast.wordpress.com, where we link to everything.
Yes. So grab a chair, pull up your knitting. Oh, my goodness.
That works.
Grab your knitting, pull up a chair, and craft along with us. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry about the animals. Granger, leave it.
Those are fine. So, do you have any mojo?
I do. I finally have some mojo.
Yeah.
I made another octopus. I made one a while back, which I don't think I showed in person because I gifted it
Cute.
away. It's linked on my Ravelry page, and it originally calls for, I think, worsted weight yarn. Sorry, I can't do this. Worsted weight yarn, but I use the blanket, the big chunky stuff. Let me find
Like Janelle softy stuff. Yeah.
I think it's Bernat blanket.
Oh, cool.
Is what I used. It was on sale. So I made one of my good friend's daughters one a while ago for her birthday because she loves all things pink. So I made a pink one. Well, her older sister really liked it and wanted one, and she requested green and pink. So that's what I have here. Oh, sorry. Anyways, so yeah, super fast, and it crocheted up in like a day or two.
That's awesome.
The hardest part was attaching the legs, but super easy, super cute, and boom, done. I feel like I haven't crafted in so long, so it was nice to like do something. I think I want to try and make some like minier ones while I have my mojo.
Yeah. No, I get it. So
but yeah, I brought it to school with me because I work like with little kids, so like they're playing all the time. It's extended care, it's not school. So they're playing a lot, but I like plopped down with them while they were like playing with Legos or whatever, and I was crocheting, so they were very excited to see it come to life. And then they're like, are you making it for the classroom? And I said, no. So I'm gonna make one for them. We'll see. Anyways, but I had it in my awesome backpack.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Brought along.
So I have a finished object as well. I finished my Koza wrap.
Yes.
So it's done.
That's awesome. I love it.
And I did the pattern calls for this ribbon and then a 1x1 ribbing on top of that, and then more herringbone stitch and then binding off. But I just did the 3x1 ribbing, and I was at the end of my
excuse me.
I was at the end of my skein, and I didn't want to break into the other. I have 2 more skeins left that I spun with this epic green mashup, and I didn't want to break into this 4th skein because I had 5 total, and so I just finished it after that.
So how long is the ribbing supposed to go?
It's I don't know, because I feel like this is long enough. Here, I'll put it on. I feel like this is long enough. I don't know. Can you see?
Yeah.
I feel like it's long enough because it's just to be like a wrap that you wear.
Yeah.
And
cute.
I don't know. I didn't want to do it longer, so I didn't. And I'm taking it off because it's like 80 degrees here and I'm not wearing it.
I know. We've had a heat wave in Wisconsin. Spring is sort of showing its face for a little bit. Spring, summer, right? It's been warm.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like it went from like super cold to super warm.
I know, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a crazy snowstorm that brought down tons of branches and like stuff all over our neighborhood. Like not even just branches, like trees, like broken all over from the weight
It was
of
like
the wet
heavy snow.
And we had like a huge mountain of snow in the playground at school that the kids were playing on. And then like no, like it's gone now, but like it was like 2 weeks ago that I was like, make sure you wear your boots if you want to play in the snow. And then like now it was like yesterday they're like, we don't want to go outside because it's too hot.
Yeah.
It was funny.
That is. So
anyways,
how about whips? Do you have any works in progress?
Kind of. Like I have not worked on it since the last time we podcasted. Like it's just a bow and arrow gel.
That's cool though. It looks awesome.
It's just hand spun. I think I dyed this fiber. I think it was merino. Yeah, I can't exactly remember. I could look it up on Ravelry. I just grabbed some yarn and cast on. But yeah,
I feel like
to have around. I also have that in a whips project bag.
Oh, that's cool. I remember
which was a club. I think you did clubs where like you could get 3 months of bags.
Oh yeah, I did. I don't
personalized made
anymore. Maybe I should.
No, but that was a long time ago. So
yeah,
but I like it. But it's a.
I feel like with all the snow melting, just kidding. This was before the snow melted. I have like mojo upon mojo, and I'm starting everything. And yeah. So I have a ton of whips. So I have the flax sweater that I'm working on for Bella. When we last talked about it, I was just like at the very top. I am almost done with the increasing on the shoulders for Bella. It's on a smaller cord, so it's kind of scrunched on here.
Yeah.
I'm using
I like
Cascade Pacific, which is an acrylic superwash merino blend.
Oh, okay.
And it's in a fat squirrel bag, one of her big bags. So it has like all the stuff in it. So that's one thing I'm working on. And I actually worked on it a lot over the past weekend. So then, not the past weekend, like a couple of weeks ago, I'm also working on this shawl, which I used to be really easily to read charts, and I can still read charts, but like finding my place in charts is not working for me right now. I don't know, like my menopause brain is just not working, but I'm working on this Wispy Ways shawl. It's the pattern is really, really nice. It's by Yummy Yarns. Shayna Scott is the name. There, I'll show you the front page. And luckily she has the chart, but she also has it written out because for some reason my brain just can't work charts right now. So
that's okay.
So it's good that she has it written out. So that's the pattern.
It's really pretty.
Yummy Yarns. She's super nice. I met her at Zombie Knitpocalypse. And that's probably when I bought the pattern. And she's like so nice. So when I was wanting to knit a shawl, because I had it's hand spun, and I wanted a pattern that uses just one skein. So this is one. So yeah, but it's turning out really fantastic. I really like it. And I think the reason I just can't read charts is I don't know. I can't even have a thing to like follow it around the chart, but I just have found reading it like, so I'm glad she has it written out too, because I don't know, my brain just is not working. Okay, so that is another thing I'm working on. This is my I hook it on my purse and carry it around, so I have it with me all the time. And it's in a box bag that I made.
I
Had
really love that fabric.
I was going through fabric and I had found like just enough for a box bag, and I was like, I'm gonna make myself a bag. So I did that on Valentine's Day for myself.
It's very cool.
And
I'm a little
then
jealous.
I'm still working on more stuff.
Oh my
So
gosh.
then Bella messaged, like Facebook messaged me a picture and said, "Can you
Okay.
make these for me?" And I'll show you the picture. And it's like a chemistry set. I was like, okay, yeah, because she doesn't really ask me to make her stuff. So this was going around on Facebook and she sent it to me. So I'm like, yeah, I can make that. So I started making them.
Is she into chemistry? No, she just wants that.
I guess. But Heather, who owns the yarn store, is a chemist. Like that
Oh,
legit
cool.
is her job before she became a yarn store owner. And so she was like, "Oh, can you make some for the shop?" And I was like, "Yes, I can." And she gave me the yarn to do it. So I'm going to show
Nice.
you the yarn in a second. So I have one
So cute.
test tube made and one flask made, and I'm working on another one currently. Oops, there we go.
So cute.
So I'm just going to make two and leave some at the shop. But I'm using Universal Yarns Uptown Worsted, which is an anti-pill acrylic. Let me show you the colors I'm going to be using, though. So, of course, you saw the teal and the yellow.
Yeah.
And the white. But then I got this for the metal. It's like
shiny.
I know it looks shiny. It's called titanium heather, but it's like a heather yarn, but it looks shiny. So that's why I got that for the metal. And then I have this bright acid green, like, oh, it's so washed out right now. It's like fluorescent green. And then I got this, it's like fluorescent orangey salmon color. The color is called pink punch, but it looks like a salmon, like a fluorescent salmon. And then this one is like a purple panic is what it's called. And it's like all washed out on the screen.
I would say it almost looks pink, like magenta.
Yeah, it's like a bright fluorescent purple, basically. Okay. So I got all these fluorescent colors to work with. And those are all Uptown worsted. And they're carried at Fox River Fibers. And I'm excited to do it. And I got like those stuffing pellets, like the plastic beads.
Those are nice. So they're weighted.
Yeah, so I'm doing it so the bottom is weighted a little bit. Except for these ones, I'm not using it. I'm just stuffing these because they don't stand up. I have to make like a little stand for them.
That's cute.
So yeah, and that is in this backpack that Bella brought back from Mexico.
Oh, it's like, where'd you get that? That's cool.
For me. So from Mazatlan, Mexico, because Bella went on a missions trip to Mexico with our church. And the backpack she used, she didn't listen to me because, you know, I don't know much. And her backpack that she took fell apart. And so she had to buy a new one. And I think she spent like $8 on it. So I thought it was really cool because it's woven. It's like really cool. And so she gave it to me.
That's awesome.
I also cast it on.
Oh my goodness.
I'm serious. I've been wanting to do this for a while. And Shayna Lines Designs is doing a knit along right now for all of her designs. And
no, I'm trying not to see it because I just don't have the time.
And this month is SSK. She's going to be teaching at SSK. And so this month is her month. So I finally cast it on a recalibrate.
Nice.
I'm on the side part because like
awesome.
This is the front and this is the back. And I'm not striping it. I'm just using this hand spun, which is sport weight, I think.
Okay.
But the ladies at the yarn store thought it was like super fluffy and worsted. But I really think it came out to 14 wraps per inch. So that's fingering. But, you know, with hand spun, it's a little puffier.
It blooms.
But this is the the same yarn I used for my semantics, but
Okay.
I had spun like over 2,000 yards. So I have like 1,300 left, and I calculated, and I think that is how much I will need for this, or less, because I was trying to calculate for less. I don't know. But if I run out, I will just use something else for the sides.
Yeah.
But I'm just using it, and I'm not striping or anything. I'm just going to let the yarn stripe itself.
Nice.
So yeah. And then I haven't started this yet, but at the knitting store, there's a lady who is doing Relay for Life, and she's going to sell some hand knit stuff for the Relay for Life.
Okay.
But she just was diagnosed with cancer herself. So she has been really tired going through chemo and stuff. So she asked if anyone at the store would knit washcloths for
Oh,
her to sell. So I'm going to start. I have them pulled out in our Weasley sisters bag with needles, and they're straight because all of my 8s are being used
being used.
in my thousands of works in progress that I have. But I am going to be using this Queensland cotton, coastal cotton yarn. So I
Okay.
got 2 from the store. So I'm just going to make 4 dishcloths. Just like your basic, the granny's favorite washcloth. They're super simple and super fast to make.
Yeah.
So that's like on deck to start. She needs them by like May something. So I'm going to try and work through a few more things and then start them. So that's all my work in progress that I'm currently for real working on.
That's right. You're making up for all my non-working on things.
I don't know. I'm like, oh, that. Oh, and I want to make that. And I want to make that. And then just started. So
it's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Anyway. Do you have any spinning? Because I do not. I've been thinking about spinning.
I am currently, I like seriously just a podcast, just picked up my daily list.
That's what you work on.
And I'm working on. Yeah, it's Southdown and Suffolk bats that I made and cleaned. Like this actually was stuff that Joe saw on Facebook Marketplace. I think like maybe 2 summers ago, and like we got it for free. We went and picked it up. It was like 2 fleeces. They had just had 2 sheep out like 30 minutes away. But I cleaned it and stuff, and then carted it up, and it's very springy. So I figure it'll be like sock yarn. I did a little sample, I believe. Yeah,
those dog breeds are like super springy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just what I'm spinning. And just now, like seriously, I've not spun in months.
Mine is just since I finished that green, which has just only been a month.
Which is
I haven't pulled out more.
It's just I just haven't been crafting. I think I was like even looking on my Instagram, like I haven't even posted anything on anything, and you can tell I'm just not crafty, and I'm just like out of it and like whatever. So I'm glad that it's coming back. I think like spring is breathing new life into it. It's been a long winter, but yeah, hopefully it's coming back.
Yeah, and it sucks because like you get in a funk and you don't want to make anything, and then you get sad because you're not making anything, and then you feel bad because you're not making anything, and then when you start making stuff, you start to feel better. But it's like a vicious cycle.
It is. I think it also. So I've been working a lot, but I was working over or usually sorry, I'm working a lot, and so I think I just have less time to do stuff. But or not just less time, like when I'm home I'm like just tired and like don't even want to like move my hands, which is silly. But it happens. But then Christmas or it was coming up to Christmas time, and I usually always did like teacher gifts, and I'd always knit or sew or do something. And this year I was like, I don't even have like any time to even think or whatever. So like then I was feeling bad about that I didn't like, it was the first year in like, I don't know, 10 some odd years that I hadn't made the kids teachers gifts. And I don't know, felt bad about that. And it just like kind of like spiraled from there.
Yeah.
Is my thought, but whatever. You do what you can.
Right.
Anyways,
Okay.
see my show notes. Yeah, so that's all. I didn't even write that down, but yeah, I'm
okay.
Just pick this up and spinning it.
Oh, you have on there that you might spin it for sock yarn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be cool.
I should also pick up Joe's cardigan that I started knitting however long ago. I don't even know where it is. But I need to pick that up at work.
So your first goal is to find it and then put it up where you'll see it, and then you can start knitting on it.
It's
because if Truman starts soccer, you'll have a lot of knitting time. His
first practice is tomorrow and his game is on Saturday. So
yeah.
As long as it's like not freezing again, because soccer season can be brutal.
Yeah, I know that. So weaving. Have you been weaving anything? No.
Nope. Nothing. Sad. I know. It's sitting over there looking all pretty and cool, but no.
So back when the snowstorms happened, we were without power for a couple of hours. So I couldn't sew or get ready for anything. So I went downstairs and because it's where my loom is, it's right by two windows. Warped up for a houndstooth scarf. And then the power came back on right as I was getting ready. Like the loom is like warped and ready. But right as I was getting ready to start weaving, the power came back on. So then I went back upstairs and started sewing because I was getting ready for YarnCon. So that's the only like weaving that I've done. I've watched a bunch of podcasts about weaving. So there's that.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's cool.
Okay. Binging. Have you been binging, reading, listening, watching?
I've been reading some books. The last two books, I'm in the middle of one. One was Forest Born. I found it off of I think Hoopla in my library. That I listened to, but it's like a young adult book, but it's about magic and like she's a shifter, or her and her brother are a shifter, but like it's almost like medieval times because there's knights and stuff. But like there was this prediction that like two shifters would bring down the fall of blah blah blah. I don't know. Anyway, so she's like, they're very like looked down on, and they can shift into 3 different animals in their lifetime only. Like they get like 3 forms, and it comes to them when they most need it. And I don't know, it's kind of cool. But then they can shift and be any person that they've seen. And like, I don't know, it was kind of interesting. And like magic is like taking over the world, like in the earth, and it's starting to like make like, I don't know, like wreck the land and like cause like craters and stuff. I don't know, it was cool and interesting. So I'm just starting to listen to the second book, but I haven't had time, so I think my thing is gonna run out, so I'm gonna have to see if I can borrow it.
Yeah.
But I think someone's behind me, so I won't be able to do it right away, so I'll have to like re-listen to it. But it was interesting. That's a different like look on things, and like kind of medieval type quests. They like go on this quest to like go and find something because magic is spilling out and like making other people sick, like regular people sick. I don't know. It's weird. Hard to explain.
Cool. Sounds cool.
Cool. Yeah.
So, I've been reading a bunch of things, but also not, if that makes sense. Like, I kind of been reading, but I have like 2 like books that I'm reading, and then some audiobooks that I've been listening to. Like, I've been reading Wild Magic, but I just started it and then I haven't finished it. And then I started Shadow Beasts because I usually read before bed, but lately I've just been going to bed because I'm so tired. Um, Shadow Beast, I was given as like advanced reader copy. There's this website called Library Thing. It's kind of like Goodreads, but different. It's more librarian like. But I found it like years and years ago, and then they send you like an email about advanced reader copies, and you can like sign up to get them. So I did, and sometimes I get them. So this one I got, it was like an ebook, so it's on my Kindle or my Kindle app. And so I'm reading that. It's cute. I actually got an email the next month because it was a couple months ago. And she had the second book in that series as well. So I signed up to get that, and I actually got that one too. So I've been slowly reading those. I was reading Chaos Choreography, which is like the 5th or 6th book. By Mira Grant, but her other author name, I forget what it is. McGuire something. Anyways, I was reading Chaos Choreography. I just couldn't like really get into it again. It's like the 5th or 6th book in the series, and I liked the series kind of. But I'm just kind of like not into it right now. And then I was reading this book series, listening on Audible, Rogue, Renegade, and Rebel. And it was like a 3-book together thing. So I read through Rogue and Renegade, and then I think Rebel is the last one, or I don't know which one's the last one. And I just kind of like, it was okay, but I was like forcing myself to listen to it. So I was like, I'm not going to finish this. This is annoying. It was interesting. Like this lady could see ghosts, and Queen Victoria was like the ghost queen. It was just, and she was just like corrupt, and I don't know. I was just kind of like, it was kind of like cliche because she had come to America she had sent people to America to like subjugate the ghosts in America. I don't know. It was just like, okay, that's been done, and Boston Tea Party and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I was just kind of like, okay. So I just didn't finish the last book because I just was forcing myself to listen to it. So I just stopped. And then I started this book called The Accidental Queen, which I just started by Kristen Painter. It's kind of interesting. This lady's like a museum curator or assistant curator, and she gets this stuff donated to the museum, and there's like a sword in the stone, and like the helpers try to pull it from the stone and they can't, and then she pulls it and ends up in like Fae castle, and so she's like the queen, and that's where I'm at. Like she just is deciding if she wants to actually be queen.
That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I really like it. She's like 50. She has like an adult child, so. And I think that's probably why I didn't finish the Chaos Choreography. I want to finish it, but it's just like the main character in that is like 20 something. So I don't really relate to it anymore. So this one where she's like 50, I mean, I'm not 50, but I'm older. Yeah. But yeah. And then I've been kind of binge watching stuff. Like I have been making a lot of stuff for 1 Yarn Con, and then 2 now Maryland Sheep and Wool. And some of the stuff I turned on TV, like Netflix or whatever. So I watched a bunch of like dubbed shows, which Bella really hates it because their mouths don't match the thing, but I'm not like watching it. I'm just listening to it. So it's fine. Right. And some of those like Korean dramas, and some of them were like Turkish and some were Spanish. They're so interesting and different. So I've been watching those, but I have been binge watching Love is Blind. They dropped a new season, and then I'm still working through Supernatural. I'm on like the 13th season now.
I think it was after we last podcasted, or maybe not. Maybe we were just talking. But you were telling me about that show, and I told the girls about Love Is Blind. So we started watching, but I think it was like one of the first ones that's on Netflix or wherever it is.
Yeah.
So we started watching it, but we didn't get very far. I don't know. We hop around with shows so much. I'm trying to think what we've been watching. We watched The Traitors.
Oh yeah, that was
that
good.
you said. Yeah.
Did you watch? I
what else.
think I liked the UK Traders the best.
We did the US. Was it US?
Yeah.
US one first, and I think we were gonna, or no, we had to wait to watch it when both girls are home. So now like things are just starting to get crazy. Like I think we did it over spring break. We like
Yeah.
watched some stuff. But like so the girls work at South Pier and it's opening today. So
cool.
like they're gonna be starting to work. So like it's so hard to watch things with all that we all watch when you have to wait for every single person to be there.
Yeah, that's kind of frustrating.
But
yeah.
But yeah, so Love Is Blind. So we started watching some, but I'm like, that is so crazy. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's crazy. Like I think it's funny because sometimes it really works. That one,
Yeah,
way different than the Married at First Sight, but it works because they like talk to each other first and then they get to know each other. But it really bugs me the ones that like have this preconceived notion in their mind, and so then when they meet the person, they're like, "You're not what I was thinking," and it like really bugs me because I'm like, "You're supposed to be like." Yeah. But then there's some who are like, it just enhances. I don't know. Like there's some who go into it for the wrong reasons and some who don't. Or who like go into it for the right reasons. So I don't know. I just like watching that show. Andy's like, you're crazy watching that. So, but yeah. All right. So random randomness. Like I said, I'm getting ready for Maryland Sheep and Wool right now. Like you can see behind me.
That's in the beginning of May, right?
Yeah. So like all the stuff that I have made just this past week, which is including like probably like 50 crochet hooks. Cause I was at YarnCon the first weekend of April and I sold almost all of my crochet hooks. So I like doubled down and like made a whole bunch and I just finished them like this morning, like put them in the bags and labeled them and stuff. So I'm getting ready for Maryland Sheep and Wool, you know, because I like to have the crochet hooks for crocheters.
Yeah.
And then at YarnCon though, Sophia Talley, who is the drunk knitter on Instagram, was there and she was selling and signing her books. So I got it and I got it signed.
There you go.
Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
She is like super cute. And this one was about like knitting socks, but she was wearing that new cropped sweater that she made, which would not look good on me. I don't really like cropped sweaters, but it looked really cute on her. But yeah, she was like super nice and it was just really cool to like someone that you follow on Instagram to like meet them.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. And she's like super
awesome.
nice. So she did like the keynote speaking like the night before, but we did not go to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that was YarnCon's in Chicago, so just in case anyone was wondering. So
very cool.
But yeah. And I am pondering doing a Patreon because I have all those fleeces in the shed and half of them I already picked through and they're in the basement. But I was thinking about doing a Patreon where I like go through the fleeces and like process them and then spin them and either knit or weave a jacket because that's like what I think I want to do with.
That'd be cool.
A bunch of that. But I was thinking if I do a Patreon, I could like go through the cleaning and processing because a lot of people, like at least a lot of people that I meet like at the knitting store or at shows don't really do the whole processing thing and they're always interested in that. So I was thinking of maybe like doing that and then you know, like for some of the tiers, like give away some of the fiber after I've processed it. So there's that. I'm debating it still. It's in my head. So if anyone has any thoughts, please share them. So yeah. But anyways, and I see that you have written on here that you're working a lot. Yes.
Yeah, I think that was from last time. But yes, though I'm actually working a little bit less, like because we hired a new person. So
Oh, that's nice.
Wednesdays and Thursdays I am off, which is nice.
That is nice.
And yeah, I don't know. Like we said before, the kids are doing stuff. Soccer is going to be starting up. It's been nice out, so we've had like fires outside, and we've been outside a little more. And I was like raking our garden beds out, and I can see little hosses and stuff starting to stick out of the ground. So I'm excited for all that stuff. Yeah, and we gotta start, or I need to start getting ready for Leah's graduation party, which is crazy. She graduates on May 19th.
That's crazy.
Is like a month away, basically.
It is.
Which is insane. Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, Bella graduates in June.
Yeah. And she's your last one to graduate, which is
I know
even crazier.
I know.
I'll still have 2 at home. Well, 3. Gabe's still around. But which is fine. Yeah, I don't know. Just life craziness.
It is crazy. I'm wondering if is it just knit or is there like
what? For your shawl?
For the recalibrate, it's just knit.
Oh, yeah, it's just garter stitch.
Okay, that makes it super easy.
It is.
So, yeah, graduating is insane. It's insane. I have to figure out what to do for Bella's party and stuff.
Yeah. And just like end of year stuff, like concerts and all that kind of stuff. Chloe, actually, they have their solo and ensemble, or they had it like a couple weeks ago, but her little clarinet quartet got up to state. So I think on the 29th, we get to go to state for her to play that. So
that's cool.
Crazy. Yeah. Which she's like, I didn't think that was going to happen. Like, I don't really want to go. I'm like, just suck it up and do it.
That's funny. That's cool that she got that far, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're just chatting now. So, we'll let you guys know. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next month. Yes. Don't forget to check out our show notes on the Weasley Sisters podcast.wordpress.com. And we'll see you guys next week or month. Month. Bye.
Next month. Bye.